Howie, I know you have a very powerful story. I wonder if you wouldn't mind sharing with that story with us in some detail.
When I was like 8 years old, I saw some kids playing marbles out in the street, and I didn't know what they were doing on the sidewalk, and I went up to them and said, "What are you doing?" They said, "We're playing marbles." And I said, "Oh, I'd like to play." And they said, we're playing for keeps, so do you have your own marbles? And I said, "Oh, I got some in the house." So I ran and got them, and I lost. And I said, "Well, loan me some so I can keep playing." And they said, no, we don't loan them out. We're playing for keeps. You got to go get more." I said, "I don't have any more, but I don't want to stop playing." I was like 8 years old. So what I did was I went in the house and I went in my parents' room, and they weren't home, and took some money out of a change jar they had, and I went to the store. And so I stole the change from them, and I went to a corner market and bought some more marbles to get back in the game. And I lost, and when my parents came home, they confronted me about it. And I lied to them and told them I didn't take it, but they looked me right in the eye and said, "We know you took the money." And when I look back on that later on in my recovery, I realized that I was lying, cheating, and stealing at the age of 8 to support gambling. As I grew older and I got more money and more jobs, I went into just bigger games and different types of gambling. I would gamble on anything and everything: poker games, crap games, bowling alley, pinball machines. If it was raining and there's 2 raindrops coming down a window, I'd bet on which one's going to hit the bottom first. 4 bookies, one by one at various times, stopped me from betting sports with them because I was winning on a consistent basis. Of course, being a compulsive gambler, it never did me any good. I took the money I won on a weekly basis from the bookie, and I took it and played cards and went to the racetrack and just gambled it away during the week, plus all the money I made at work. So I get this bright idea that if I move to Vegas, they can't stop me, they won't stop me, and I can have the world. That lasted 3 weeks. I couldn't control it. I went broke, and not knowing anything, because I quit high school in the 10th grade. I loved going to the racetrack in those days, and the horses ran Tuesday through Saturday, and I could only go on Saturday. So I quit high school in order to just devote more time to going to the racetrack. So I didn't have much of an education. And when I went broke in Vegas, the only thing I knew was gambling, so I got in the casino business. And for 35 years, I was in the casino business. I was a dealer, a box man, a floor man, a pit boss. I dealt craps, blackjack, roulette. And then I moved up in the position in the casino business. But the more money I made, the more money I gambled. And eventually I hit my bottom in 1971. I thought of killing myself the last night I gambled. I remember I had tried hypnotism, I tried psychiatry, I tried swearing on the lives of my children I'd never gamble again, and nothing ever worked for me. When I went to my first Gamblers Anonymous meeting and I told them I tried hypnotism and psychiatry, they said, "We'll do it our way." And at the end of 3 months, you can make a choice. It's been a little over 38 years since I placed my last bet. I found out that I had a disease. I found out that I couldn't control it. I found out that I had the choice that I mentioned before. Either I don't gamble at all, or I gamble compulsively and ruin my life over it. My other choice is to do what I need to do to stay away from it one day at a time and have a pretty good life.
You talked about, you went to a meeting and they said, "How about trying our way?" What's our way?
Don't tempt and test yourself. Don't associate with people who gamble. Call people between meetings. Get a sponsor. Use the steps of recovery. I think I accepted the first 3 steps when I went to my first meeting. The first step is that I'm admitting I'm powerless over gambling. My life is unmanageable. And 2, that I come to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to a normal way of thinking and living. And that doesn't have to be God. For people who don't believe in God, the program will still work for people who just understand they need help. And that help outside themselves, whether it's GA or the foundation or whatever they want to use, just so they understand they can't do it themselves and they need help. That help is their higher power. And then to be willing to turn their will and life over to that higher power is the 3rd step. And then after that, there's 9 more steps.